Alaska. When most people picture it, they think snow, bears, and maybe Sarah Palin. Or America's frozen wilderness, right? Well, not exactly, because Alaska is so geographically extreme that it breaks the rules of what a U.S. state should even be. It's larger than Texas, California, and Montana combined. It has more coastline than the entire rest of the United States. And technically, it exists in both the Eastern and Western Hemispheres at the same time. This isn't just another state. It's a geological and geographical anomaly that operates on a scale most Americans can't even comprehend. Today, you're about to discover 15 shocking facts about Alaska that will completely change how you see America's last frontier. And before we dive in, be sure to subscribe and leave a like so you don't miss more wild geography from across the world. Number 15. The capital city has no roads leading to it. Juneau, Alaska's capital, cannot be reached by road from anywhere in North America. The only way is by plane or boat. A vast ice barrier, the Juneau ice field, blocks any overland route, making road construction impractical. This leaves Juneau as the only U.S. state capital completely disconnected from the highway system. Lawmakers must fly or sail to work. Number 14. Alaska is larger than the next 3 states combined. Alaska spans 663,300 square miles, making it larger than Texas, California, and Montana combined, with land still left over. If it were its own country, it would rank as the world's 18th largest, bigger than Iran or Mongolia. Flying across Alaska can take longer than New York to Miami, yet only about 733,000 people live there, giving it the lowest population density in the U.S. Number 13. It has more coastline than the entire rest of the U.S. Alaska has 33,904 miles of tidal shoreline. Let that sink in. The rest of the United States combined, all other 49 states, have less coastline than Alaska alone. This is partly because Alaska is bordered by 3 different bodies of water: the Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, and the Bering Sea. But it's also because Alaska has over 2,600 named islands, each adding their own coastline to the total. If you wanted to walk the entire coast of Alaska at 20 miles per day, it would take you nearly 5 years of continuous walking. Number 12. 17 of the 28 highest U.S. peaks are here. Alaska contains 17 of the 20 highest mountain peaks in the entire United States. Denali stands at 20,310 feet above sea level, making it the tallest peak in all of North America. The mountain is so tall that climbers face extreme altitude sickness, and the summit temperature can drop to negative 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with wind exceeding 150 miles per hour. The mountain rises so dramatically from its base that it has one of the largest vertical rises of any mountain on Earth. Indigenous Alaskans call it the Great One, and when you see it towering over the landscape, the name makes perfect sense. Number 11. The state experiences 40,000 earthquakes every year. Alaska is the most earthquake-prone state in the U.S., recording 40 to 50,000 quakes every year. Most are too small to notice, but Alaska experiences more magnitude 7 or stronger earthquakes than any other state. This is because it sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, where the Pacific Plate slides beneath the North American Plate. In 1964, Alaska was struck by a 9.2 quake, the strongest ever in North America. Number 10. There are 3 million lakes. Alaska is home to approximately 3 million lakes. Go ahead, read that number again. Minnesota might call itself the land of 10,000 lakes, but Alaska has 300 times more. The largest, Lake Iliamna, covers over 1,000 square miles. These lakes formed during the last ice age when retreating glaciers carved depressions into the landscape and left behind meltwater. If you visited one different lake every single day, it would take you over 8,200 years to see them all. Most remain unnamed and never visited by humans. Number 9. Alaska technically exists in both hemispheres. Because Alaska's Aleutian Islands stretch far into the Pacific, some cross the 180th meridian, the international date line. This means Alaska technically exists in both the Eastern and Western Hemispheres at once. Attu Island, Alaska's westernmost point, is closer to Russia than to mainland Alaska. On these remote islands, you can be as far east and as far west as possible at the same time. Number 8. The state sold to the U.S. for 2 cents per acre. In 1867, the United States purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million, roughly 2 cents per acre. Critics mocked the deal, calling it Seward's folly after Secretary of State William Seward. They thought America had been swindled into buying a frozen wasteland. Then, gold was discovered in 1896. Then came massive oil reserves in 1968. Today, Alaska's natural resources are worth trillions of dollars. Turns out, Seward got the deal of a millennium. So here's the thing, gang. We're only halfway through, and Alaska has already shattered every assumption you had about U.S. geography. But the truly mind-bending facts are still ahead. Remember to subscribe and like to keep learning how geography creates the world's most fascinating stories. Number 7. It has 100,000 glaciers covering 5% of the state. Alaska is home to an estimated 100,000 glaciers, covering roughly 5% of the state's total land area, over 28,000 square miles of solid ice. The largest, the Bering Glacier, spans 1,900 square miles, larger than Rhode Island. These glaciers contain more ice than all the Swiss Alps combined. The Harding ice field feeds more than 40 glaciers. However, scientists estimate Alaska's glaciers are losing approximately 75 billion tons of ice per year, contributing to global sea level rise. Number 6. Old Town experiences 82 days of continuous sunlight. Utqiagvik, formerly known as Barrow, is Alaska's northernmost city. Every year, the sun sets approximately on November 18th and doesn't rise again until approximately January 23rd. 65 consecutive days of darkness. But when the summer arrives, the opposite happens. The sun rises approximately May 10th and doesn't set until approximately August 2nd. 82 consecutive days of sunlight. This occurs because Utqiagvik sits 320 miles north of the Arctic Circle, where Earth's axial tilt causes extreme seasonal variations. If you lived there, time would lose all meaning, because the sun either never rises or never sets. Number 5. More pilots per capita than anywhere in the U.S. Alaska has more pilots per capita than any other state. Approximately 1 out of every 80 Alaskans holds a pilot license. That's 6 times the national average. The reason is simple. Much of Alaska is inaccessible by road, making small aircraft the primary transportation. Lake Hood in Anchorage is the busiest seaplane base in the world, with over 800 takeoffs and landings on busy summer days. In Alaska, learning to fly isn't a luxury. It's often a necessity. Number 4. The state grows vegetables the size of small children. Due to Alaska's extended summer daylight, the state produces absurdly oversized vegetables. Recent harvests have included a 138-pound cabbage, a 65-pound cantaloupe, a 35-pound head of broccoli, and a 2,051-pound pumpkin. These aren't genetically modified. They're the result of nearly 24 hours of continuous sunlight during growing season, allowing plants to photosynthesize constantly. The Alaska State Fair has become internationally famous for its giant vegetable competitions, where farmers regularly shatter world records. Number 3. 2 islands are only 2.5 miles apart, but in different days. In the Bering Strait between Alaska and Russia sits 2 islands, Big Diomede Island in Russia and Little Diomede in Alaska. They are separated by only 2.5 miles of water, yet they exist in different countries, time zones, and calendar days. Big Diomede is 21 hours ahead because the international dateline runs between them. You can stand on Little Diomede, look across at Big Diomede, and literally see tomorrow. During winter, when the strait freezes over, you could theoretically walk from today to tomorrow in under an hour. Number 2. More than half the state is federally protected public land. Alaska has more public land than any other state. Over 60% is federally owned and managed. This includes 8 national parks. If you're looking for a national wildlife refuge, Alaska has 16 of them, and 2 massive national forests. The Tongass National Forest alone spans 16.8 million acres, roughly the size of West Virginia. This vast amount of protected land means much of Alaska remains wild, roadless, and virtually untouched by human development. And number 1, if Alaska were split in half, Texas would be the 3rd largest state. After 15 facts, here's the ultimate truth. If you split Alaska perfectly in half, both halves would still be larger than Texas. Let that sink in. Texas covers 268,596 square miles. Alaska is 663,300 square miles. Even divided down the middle, each half would be roughly 331,650 square miles, still significantly larger than Texas. This comparison perfectly captures how incomprehensibly massive Alaska truly is. It doesn't just exceed other states, it operates on a completely different scale. What these 15 facts reveal is that Alaska isn't just the largest state. It's a geographic outlier that challenges everything we think we know about scale and distance. So the next time someone mentions Alaska, you'll know it's not just cold and remote. It's a geological phenomenon that rewrites the rules of American geography. Tell us which one of these 15 facts shocked you the most. Leave it in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and give it a like so we can keep exploring how geography shapes the world. See you in the next one.